Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I am here to show you what I have learned as far as sports betting and some of the things to look out for as far as sports betting. So if you've been following me, you should know that I started this from nothing, no information, watching YouTube videos, looking at Wager Talk, looking at other videos as far as sports betting and some of the information that I need to become a efficient sports bettor. But what it boils down to is, people are talking about the EV, the value for bet. But without EV, that's just I'm going to say it like this. It's just another advantage, like an edge that you look for. But the biggest edge when it comes to sports betting are stats. That is your biggest edge when it comes to sports betting are stats. Can a team cover a certain amount of points with a certain amount of stats? And here today I'm just going to show you what I discovered. As you can see, let's go up. I think these are all the Saturday games. And actually these are the games for today. That's over here highlighted in this little tannish color. So the only game I really like is this Fairfield game and Yale. And with everything said, this is what I came up with, right? I'm somehow figured out. I even got to go back and remember what I did to get these numbers, but I figured out a number or a point system for these games. So if you look at it, I have Yale tonight getting 65 to 58, and Yale's actually going to come out on top for the win. Now, this isn't a science. This isn't something I need to take to heart. There are certain criteria and certain categories that I need to look at before I can take the score serious. But this is really much a rough estimate of what should be expected. And as you can see, let's go up here a couple. So Iowa, right? Iowa did have a 33% advantage over, who was it, Wisconsin, but Iowa ended up losing. But look at what I have here. Look at what I have here. So it was 64 to 65. And if you watch that game, they did go into overtime. So I was kind of close. I did have Iowa coming out on top by 1 point. But if you would have took the points, that would have been definitely something to consider. Also, you had Iowa State versus who was the other guy? Oh, McNeese State. And if you look at the points, obviously I had 75 for 56, and I think it is a blowout for that game. I think they got what, 86 to like 40. So again, I still have a little more work to do, but this is a clear indication of some of the things that I look for when it comes to sports betting. And that's pretty much all I have for you today. Again, well, let's look at today's games, right? Let's look at the games for today. Sacred Heart, Stony Brook, Yale, Fairfield. Let's look at some of the scores I do have for these games. Now, again, there are certain factors that I have to take in consideration. One of them being pace. I always look at the pace of the game. Other one being, offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency, and everything else. So here's what I have. Uh, Again, I'm looking at this Yale game. I'm expecting that game to be a little close, but here's the thing about Yale. Yale been playing against some tough teams. They're on back-to-back games, but Yale's been playing against some tough teams lately, and I'm looking at them to come in this one and swinging. So I do like Yale with the -5. Also, who you got? Arizona, and we got Creighton. Let's look at the score for this. Now, this is, again, I still need to work on this. So I do have Creighton losing. It's going to be 60 to 68 roughly. And I do have Arizona. Was it Arizona State or Arizona? Let me take a look at this. Arizona winning this one. Now, again, Arizona, this might be a little closer. This may be even a tie or a close game. This is going to be a lot closer than them 8 points because I do believe that since Arizona is playing away, they do have what you call a disadvantage. And that disadvantage, I want to say I did a lot of research. So teams that play away, they have an 8% disadvantage. So if you just minus this by 8%, you may have a more of an accurate number. So 68 to 59, 8% of, actually I could do that really quick. Just bear with me. And I'm not trying to make this video that long, just trying to get in and get out. But I did want to show you what I did have. Let me do this real quick. That's 5.44. So pretty much 5 points, negative 5 points to this 68. And that's 63 to 59, Arizona. And you know, also you have to take some things in consideration, like let's say for instance we have offensive efficiency, you know, and we have to look at rankings. So here's, let me see if I can pull this up. Hopefully you guys can see this screen. So obviously here I do have ATS against the spread, because you're more focused on the number than focused on if a team can win. And this is why I said I feel like I could call games, but that's just here. So as you can see, the big disadvantage with NC State and Iowa State. But let's go down here to, and you know, there's a couple of things I have to do. Let's get this data right. All right, let's fix this for a moment. There it goes. All right. So again, and I had to teach myself Excel. This was the hardest part to do, this teach myself the different formulas and everything. But let's go down to Arizona State. And as we can see, I still got a little work to do. I got to clean some of this stuff up. But they're close in power rankings, so they're not that far apart. It's only 50 game difference. So again, this game may boil down to the last couple of seconds. But that's all I have. Ooh, and also I was looking at this Kennesaw State team. Let me go back. Let me see if I can. So Kennesaw State, or maybe not. No. So you see how they're at 100. That's what, 188 disadvantage. So Kennesaw State. Let me just show you this real fast so you can see what I'm talking about. But with this Kennesaw State team, right? These are the stats and everything. Kennesaw State. So here is Kennesaw State right here. This is where they should have an advantage, 30% advantage, but because their power ranking is so low, right? Is that a true 38% advantage? You see what I mean? So since their power ranking is so low, do they have an advantage against those weak teams? And they don't have an advantage against San Diego State. So that's what I mean. So power rankings is very important. You definitely need some power rankings. And as you can see, who is it? Kennesaw State is actually getting 15% advantage. But is that a true 15%? But that's all I have for you today. Just so you know, and I can't think today, guys. I tell you the truth, I just got off of work and I'm tired, but I've been trying to get this video out for the longest, but I haven't been having time. It's been crazy and hectic at work, so forgive me. But just so you know, I just wanted to show you what I was working on, and this is why I'm able to call games like the day before, because I can actually see and came up with a little system where I can actually have points displayed. But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and keep following me on this journey. There are a couple of things that I am still testing, and when I say testing, I'm testing out numbers, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. That's what I mean by when I say, oh, I'm testing and I'm not really sure, because I'm not really sure about these numbers, how they, you know, how do these percentages relate to how many points can be scored in a game. So I'm doing a bunch of research right now, and this is what you call growing pains. But like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, guys, bet wisely. Thanks for watching.